What up, YouTube Live? How's it going? Alrighty. Right now it's Thursday, April 22. What up, YouTube Live? How's it going? Alrighty. Okay, we are live. I have to double check on that. Um, and tonight is the season finale, or more like series finale of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So make sure you tune back in and right after you watch the episode, join my live stream to discuss that said episode. But right now, I want to point your attention to this because this has been trending since this morning. I believe at 5 a.m. this morning. Let's get this tweet up from Lights Camera Pod, which is a pretty reliable outlet. Um, if it were any other Twitter handle, I'd probably approach it with like suspicion. Wondering if it were a Photoshop image, if any of it was real. Um, but this seems to be legit. So apparently, somebody in Los Angeles or a group in Los Angeles of fans paid big bucks to put up this billboard, asking Marvel Studios to resurrect Iron Man slash Tony Stark, to bring Iron Man Tony Stark back to life. Um, the responses down in the replies have been pretty hilarious. So we'll get to that. But I also put up a poll, and I think many of you guys have engaged in that poll. I asked the question like, okay, do you want Marvel Studios to bring Iron Man slash Tony Stark back to life? That's the question in the poll. And so far, I posted this 2 hours ago, and so far, uh, only 18 votes so far. And yes, 39% for yes, 61% for no. Um, that's interesting. That's interesting because I posted the same poll on Twitter, and the results so far 44% yes, 55% no. That's out of nine votes. Um, my first reaction when I saw this tweet, okay, who put this up? Who put up this billboard? Because billboards ain't cheap, all right? It's not cheap to pay for this kind of advertisement. I googled it, and here's the result. So if you wanna advertise your stuff on a billboard, physical billboard costs, I guess it's the comparison here: Cedar Rapids, Iowa versus Los Angeles, California. But since this is in Los Angeles, we'll just focus on this one. Physical billboard costs $1,000 to $10,000 per month. Woo! Digital billboard costs. I'm guessing digital billboard costs is moving picture. All right, not still image. Moving picture, digital billboard costs. So it's $6,000 to $15,000 a month. Wow, that is insane. Um, Wait, let me get the image up. There you go. So the adult population in Los Angeles is 10,451,934 people. My first reaction is like, who put up this billboard? Like I said, because it's so pricey. Like, what were you thinking? Can't you just come up with something viral to get Marvel's attention? Something online that doesn't cost you big bucks. But dang. Okay, so I tried looking. Okay, here's the image right there. On the bottom, It says paid for by blah, 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 blah. I can't read the rest of it. It's blurry. It's kind of covered by this, gray thingy thing. Is this or the frames? I I I can't read, the name of the fan group that paid big bucks for this. Now, it could also be just publicity stunt, not necessarily. They don't necessarily mean it. They don't necessarily mean for Marvel to like, hey, they just want to get attention probably for their stuff. Um, so that's one theory. But then there's also this date, April 24, 21, which is this Saturday. I'm thinking what's happening this Saturday. Um, I looked up uh, Iron Man Tony Stark's birthday. Apparently, his birthday is supposed to be in May. So not even April 24th. Not even April. This is so crazy. Um, so let's oh man, I'm starving. I skipped lunch because I was editing videos. I gotta go eat something after this. Let's see some of the replies here. So unfortunately, we don't know who put this up. Okay, the image just doesn't clearly state it. Unfortunately, um, Pepper, you can rest now. These fans, no. Of course, she said that. She wanted the money. Is a joke before people take it seriously, because they will. I bet Disney does it because they'll listen to a fan. Meanwhile, you nearly have to beat Warner Media to death before they even look at you, and even then, they'll die before they consider the fans. Okay, that's a bit snipe at the whole Ray Fisher versus Warner Media. Wouldn't I wouldn't bring Tony Stark back to life. Sorry. Wouldn't bring Tony Stark back to life sound 10 times better? Layers of stupidity here. uh, the scene 100% went like this. Okay, here we go. Bring back Tony Stark. Yeah, no, wait. What if they just bring him back in some dumb flashback or something? Good point, bro. Sweet. Let's see them weasel their way out of this one. Um, and Victor Catano says, it's like the Marvel fans saw the Snyderverse baby swine and said, hey, we can do that too. Exactly. WB caving, in my opinion, as a director, set a real bad precedent. It's fine not to like a film, but well, it's not your story. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I don't understand this sense of entitlement, ownership of IP that fans have anymore. Um, it'd be more like we seriously demand to be taken if whoever planned that billboard was writing the copy. Sigh, fanboys. Iron Man is gone for a reason. Some people don't like change. Marvel Studios is going through a diverse series of stories. Iron Man's work is done. These are probably some of the same people who are mad about the diverse films and stories being made. Yeah, that's true. That's true. As you know, this is this is because Iron Man got killed off in the Avengers Endgame. Um, and the fans probably thinking like, hey, if we manage to get WB to bend to our will and get Zack Snyder to redo Justice League, how about we try with this one? um, Dominic Thorne is Marvel Studios' new Iron Man. Ironheart, Tony Stark's best friend, James Rhodes, will be involved in Disney Plus series. People have to learn how to move on. Marvel Studios is getting more diverse, like it or not. Uh, these people claim to be Iron Man fans, but they want Marvel to completely ruin his perfect ending. Okay, I think some of the quote tweets also here. So did they see recast T'Challa and decided to pull a Marvel All Lives Matter? um, Superhero movie fans are so emotionally stunted. Please bring my cartoon character back to life. Joe Hill says, a terrible idea, of course. An ending gives the rest of the story its emotional power. And even in something as frothy and fun as Superhero Tale, there's sort of a moral obligation to be honest about death as a final full stop to a life. That hashtag is awkward AF. Hashtag bring Tony Stark back to life, perhaps. Bring back Tony Stark. That's true. The grammar is kind of messed up. Now, you know, I shouldn't be calling people out for their grammar mistakes because I'm an immigrant, so I do grammar mistakes like regularly. But yeah, the correct way to say it is bring Tony Stark back to life, not bring back Tony Stark to life. So, that's a lot of money put into the billboard for a crappy grammar. I love Tony and RDJ's portrayal of him. For F's sake, let him stay dead. This is why people need more than one interest. uh, enough already. Let stories just be. Don't ask for a special cut. Don't ask for a different Sonic. Stop asking them to remake the last season of Game of Thrones. uh, uh, nah, this is definitely a psyop by the mouse. Uh, Looks directly at camera. Bill Corbett, I am 100% on board with this, but only if only if recast with Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito playing Iron Man. You know what? I would pay to see that. I would pay money to see that. Uh, the MCU fandom has Mantis. Wait. I think there was another thing that I missed here. Let's see. I think there's another tweet that I missed. Somebody tweeted a fantastic reply to all that, and I retweeted it because it's hilarious. There you go. There you go. Bring back Tony Stark. Okay, but you're not gonna like it. Look at this. It's an image of a zombie Iron Man. Hey, you want him resurrected? Sure, but he's gonna be animated. He's not gonna be like full on human Tony Stark. So yeah, that's funny. Now, there's some replies on my polls, so I want to share that with you. Um, do you want Marvel Studios to bring Iron Man Tony Stark back to life? MCU C2C, a podcast, says no, he's done his story and it would undo and cheapen it all if he came back. Same with Yondu. That's true. That's true. With that said, even though I grew up a DC fan, again, as I've said many times, when it comes to Marvel, I'm a late bloomer. But I noticed that Marvel does like to bring people back. I mean, case in point, Loki, right? How many times Loki had died, and he kept coming back, and now he's having his own series. So, um, I don't know. I wouldn't pass. I wouldn't put it past. I would not put it past Marvel to ever consider, at least talking to Robert Downey Jr. about the potential, about the possibility. Wink, wink. Not that they'll officially do it, but I wouldn't put it past them to even think about it. To consider it. Um, Terrence Porter replied on the poll on YouTube. isn't there a rumor that he appears in Black Widow? And I said, I heard about the rumor, but that could be more of a flashback scene, since we all know Black Widow movie is more of a prequel. Because remember, Black Widow died in Avengers Endgame, so she didn't come back, in the final battle scene with all those ladies. Um, so the movie is a prequel, as I understand it. Maybe I'm mistaken. But if Black Widow movie, the prequel, would end, if the ending is her meeting Tony Stark, well, that's already done too. That's already done when they first met in Iron Man 2. Remember the 2010 movie? So, yeah, the boxing training scene with Happy Hogan. So I don't know if they found a way to do a flashback scene with or in Black Widow featuring Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. I don't know what that context would be, in relation to the story in the film. So I don't know how they're gonna pull that off. Um, but that's definitely a discussion to be had, and it's gonna be even more in. It's gonna be an even more interesting discussion to be had when Black Widow movie comes out and everybody sees it and finds out for themselves whether or not Iron Man shows up. So, but that's it. I just want to share this with you. I think overall, the fans. I mean, dude, freaking $1,000, $10,000 a month. I mean, I gotta hand it to you. Quite the ballsy move just to get attention. But there are cheaper ways to do that, okay? And this is just and number two, this whole thing with the release the David Ayer Suicide Cut, or hashtag make Deathstroke movie, hashtag Black Canary series. Like, I'm like, calm down, fans, calm down. Just because you managed to do that with Justice League, it doesn't mean that the studio will always continue to bend to your will every single time. No, not every campaign is a good idea. If you think that every campaign is a good idea, you're wrong. You're just wrong. Elevator's Not Worthy is here. I feel that bring Tony back would mess up a timeline. Like bring Cap back makes sense because of time travel. But Tony is dead. That's it. He sacrificed himself to save the universe. I agree. I could not agree more. And you said it perfectly. Elevator's Not Worthy. This is just, this whole thing is just fans wishful thinking, okay? Kind of like in my recent review of Shadow and Bone series, because there has been talks about, oh, maybe Shadow and Bone is gonna be the next Game of Thrones. It's like, no, it's not gonna be the next Game of Thrones. I've seen the show. it doesn't come near the level of quality of Game of Thrones. So, sometimes we get all so hyped up as fans, and that's fine. That's why we are fans. I'm not saying, don't do that, but at the same time, don't go overboard paying what? Paying 1,000 to 10,000 per month for a billboard just to get your wishful thinking out there. I mean, like, that's just too much. uh, People expect anything from Marvel now because they listen to us with the Zemo cut. That's right, the Zemo cut. As you all know, the one where an hour of him dancing in the club, which is awesome. I liked watching that viral video. Um, but is Marvel gonna listen to this request? I don't know. I doubt it. Like I said earlier, I wouldn't put it past Marvel Studios to ever think or consider the possibility again. But not happening in the near future. At least, my guess or my prediction. So but the replies are golden. So check it out on Twitter. Go scroll down. I was just laughing and laughing. so so many people are dunking on this tweet. Uh, Here's a picture of Cap. No, I don't think it will. Oh man. And that's it. I'm gonna I have to get something to eat because I'm starving. And come back tonight. All right. After the finale episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I'm gonna go do a live stream review of that said episode. So join me after the episode tonight, past midnight. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Elevators Not Worthy, for chatting with me. And subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Let's rock this.